So there's quite a nice little tool that you might like to use when you're thinking about your essay. It's called the line of argument-ometer. And it's meant to help with the planning, with the introduction, the main paragraphs, and even the conclusion. So let's take a question. This is an AS politics question. To what extent is there a participation crisis in the UK? Say you completely agree with that. Say you're 100% agreed. Well, then presumably what you're saying is that there is a participation crisis. Let's imagine now the opposite. If you completely disagreed, so we brought the thermometer down from 100 degrees down to 0 degrees, what would you be saying? What's the exact opposite that you might say? Well, presumably something like there's no participation crisis at all. Perhaps participation is excellent in the UK. Well, now let's put it up to 20%. Let's say you didn't agree, but you thought there was 20% truth in this. Well, how would you describe it? How could you put that in words? Perhaps something like, well, there's a minor problem with participation. 40. What would that look like? There's not a crisis, but participation in the UK gives us some cause for concern. At 60, something like, there's not a crisis, but there are major causes for concern. And then lastly, at 80%, so we broadly agree with the question, but perhaps with a slight reservation. We might say something like, there are severe weaknesses in participation in the UK bordering on a crisis. So hopefully now you've worked out what your line of argument is. Perhaps you think that there's not a participation crisis, but there is a serious participation problem. Where do you insert that line of argument? Where does that fit into the essay? And the answer is everywhere. You fit that line of argument literally everywhere you can put it. At the start of the essay, in the middle of the essay, as much as you can. Again, at the end of the essay, you just keep hammering the examiner with that line of argument and giving so many reasons to support it. You can stick it in the direction sentence in your intro. In fact, that's what the direction sentence is. In your point sentences, you can keep coming back to that line of argument. In your link sentences at the end of each paragraph, you absolutely want to come back to your line of argument. And of course, the first line of the conclusion, when you say what your answer is, well, that's a fantastic time to bring in your line of argument. Literally everywhere, every chance you get, keep coming back to that position. Argue, argue, argue.